On Two Wheels this week, Jeff and I take a look at the new Le Mans models from Moto Guzzi, and later Wayne takes a trip round a scooter museum. But first, I take a ride on a Honda V Twin. Think of performance twins and you'll instantly think of Ducati. In fact, it's true to say that it's only in the last few years that the Japanese have started to get a decent foothold in this particular market. Honda, of course, are now enjoying some racing success with their SP1. But more common on the road is their VTR Firestorm, and for 2001 they've made a few changes to the big twin. And here it is, this is the new 2001 model Honda VTR, the Firestorm. A few subtle changes, a few slight cosmetic changes, but not really very much, but quite a few engineering changes on this 2001 model. Still very, very distinctive, still got this frame that we're all used to seeing now on a Firestorm. What would you call it? It's kind of a bit trellis, sort of a bit beam type frame. It's a bit of a mixture of styles really, but still very, very distinctive, still very, very Honda Firestorm. V-twin motor in there, of course, 90-degree V-twin. Still got the side mounted radiators here, one either side. So normally you'd look up the front of the bike there behind the wheel, you see a radiator. You don't on this one, you just see a whacking big cylinder sticking out forwards there. But the engine really just hangs from this frame. If you look at the bike and think, well, how's this been put together? The engine just hangs from the frame. It's mounted here, 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 and a couple of other places as well, and it just literally just hangs off the bottom of the frame. Swinging arm is bolted to the back of the engine, straight onto the engine. So I think if you took the engine out of this, the whole thing would just fall to pieces. It'd just fall apart because really that's holding everything in place. One of the changes they've made on this is at the rear shock there. Not actually changed the shock, but they've now added rebound damping. It's been added to the array of adjustments on the rear end there, so a little bit of a modification there. Also, the ignition and the carburation settings have been modified slightly to give, so they say, a smoother power delivery. Still got carburetors on this, look, manual choke there on the side there, which is a bit awkward to find with a glove hand until you actually get used to where it is, but there it is. We've not gone fuel injected yet. You'd have thought they might have done that on the latest model, but no carburetors we've got. Up here, the handlebars, believe it or not, are different. Well, they're not different, they're just higher, slightly higher up, so they say it gives a more comfortable riding position now on this new version of it. And it is quite comfy actually, the seat's not bad. Couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours in the saddle, no problem at all. Also, the fuel tank has grown up. This is now a 19-litre fuel tank on this version. And I know Firestorms have never been famous for their sort of touring range, you might say. They've never been famous for their economy. And let me tell you that I filled this up a few days ago, right to the top, and then I did fairly sustained high-speed sort of travelling on a motorways at quite high speeds. And I got 120 miles before the low fuel light started to flash. Well, that's not good if you ask me. I don't think that's great. Okay, I didn't run out of fuel, but the light was flashing, so after 120 miles I was starting to look around for fuel, so probably not quite addressed that problem just yet. But it is a comfy bike, as I say. You can sit on it a long time and enjoy the big throbbing V-twin motor, because it does throb, because that's what V-twins do. They have character. People say twins have character. Well, character to me is just another word for vibration. They do vibrate by their very nature. They shake a lot. And I have to say that when I first climbed aboard this, for the first 40 or 50 miles or so, I hated every minute of it. Perhaps I was judging things a little bit too quickly. Yes, I did hate it at first, but after what, 300 or 400 miles or so, I started to slip into the groove, as they say. I really think it's a case of what you've been used to. If you've served your time on 4-cylinder machines, then you'll probably hate the twins. There again, if you've been brought up with twins, you'll probably love the new Firestorm. It is slightly lumpy at low revs, and it likes to be spent at somewhere around 3,500 revs before things start to smooth out. And it doesn't go completely smooth until you hit 4,000 revs, by which time in top gear you're doing 75 miles an hour. And although it might be great fun, you can't travel everywhere at that kind of speed. And that's the problem, you see. This is a bike that likes to be worked hard. It likes to go fast. I think it'd be brilliant on a racetrack. Not actually had a chance to get it on a track this week, but I think it'd be a fantastic track bike. But it doesn't like cities. It doesn't like traffic. It tends to chug a bit when it's revving very low, or when it's in a low gear. Which is, I don't like it, to be honest with you. But I'll show you something else that they've changed. This dashboard up here, this is all different. Got a little digital display over there which gives you all the usual. We're all used to that now. sort of temperature, there's a couple of trips, mileometer, fuel there as well. But this, let me show you this, I don't like this. They've got a big rev counter in the middle, fine, but then the speedo here, just look at the size of those numbers. Very, very difficult to read. And also the sort of strange thing is, if you look where 0 miles an hour is, if you imagine that's a clock face, it's at kind of 20 past, isn't it? So which means that when the needle is at half past, if you like, you're doing 55 miles an hour. When you glance down and you see the needle pointing straight down, it just looks weird. You expect it to be sort of starting to rise at 50 miles an hour. I just think it's odd. And especially when you think of other Honda bikes like the CBR 600, that's got a big speedo on it, which is digital, and you look down at a glance, it's dead easy to read. So Honda obviously think it's important to be able to read the speed. Then they go and stick this on the Firestorm. I mean, why that speedo isn't in the middle, I don't know. It should be, if you ask me, because it's the speedo that's going to save your license, save the points at the end of the day. But there you go. So I don't like that. Very sorry about that. You may have noticed this is a single seat version there. It's not actually a single seat, because behind that little seat cover at the back, that seat cowl, the seat does actually continue. It's a one-piece seat, so you can take that off and you can have a pillion on the back. Where on earth they're going to hold on to, I don't know, but you can do that. And I would show you if I could get it off. Well, I can get it off actually, but it's awkward. It's the usual thing, key in at the back, unlatch it. It says in the handbook, simply pull the centre of the seat, slide back and unlatch it and it comes off. Well, it doesn't actually. Well, not on this one it doesn't anyway. I just had all sorts of problems getting the seats. One of the most awkward seats I've ever had to deal with. So I'm not even going to attempt it on this occasion. So there's a few negative things. Sounds like I've got a bit of a downer on this, doesn't it? Well, it's about time we said something positive, isn't it, eh? I think so.
Okay, here goes then. It handles superbly. Steering is sharp, but it's not twitchy. It's also deceptively fast, and because it's a twin, it doesn't howl like a 4-cylinder machine, and the engine never sounds like it's being worked hard. In fact, it's easy to find yourself doing 80 and 90 miles an hour before you know it. If you're a bit of a speed merchant, then you'll have great fun on the new Firestorm. I did have a little play with the suspension settings, but I can honestly say that for most situations during everyday riding, the standard factory settings seem to work the best. Over the 2 weeks that I had the new model, I found myself wanting to ride it more and more. The combination of a torquey motor and sharp handling quickly becomes very addictive.
So it's really a case of horses for courses. It is with any new bike these days, and if you're buying a new machine, you need to have a good look at it, have a ride on it, have a good read about it, find out what it's good at and think, does that fit my particular usage? If you're into performance and handling, then you won't go far wrong with this. The new Firestorm comes in 3 colours now. This one, nice racy red colour, comes in a bright yellow, and it comes in a rather classy looking metallic blue. And if you'd like to put one on the road, it'll cost you £7,449. And if you like V-twins, I'm not a great fan myself, but if you like V-twins and all the little idiosyncrasies that go with them, then to be quite honest, you won't go far wrong with this.
Can't believe you found that. That's not a very good impression of a museum piece, is it? In fact, it looks like it's just been dredged out of the blinking canal. But can you rest assured that when Eric Tudor's finished messing around with this, this will come out like the rest of his museum pieces. It'll be beautiful. So that's how they come into here, and then they end up like these. Now look at these two together. Both of these are Vespers. The GS 150 Air, and then this is the Rally 200, probably one of the most of the popular Piaggios that were ever produced, and they even had electronic ignition. You know, they were fairly high-tech even in them days, and I remember seeing this colour around everywhere, quite a popular one. This is only a little one. This one is actually 100 cc's, and it's a smaller body than the usual ones that were around and about at the time, but it didn't really take off. It wasn't exactly loved. Now just move back a bit, because I want to show you these two together, because this Lambretta here is what you'd expect to see out of Italy, and then lo and behold, the Germans have come along with this and NSU and copied it. So it's the German versions of the famous LD, exactly the same really, a little bit of changes, good quality, don't mind, and I mean this is a beautiful representation of it. It's been really well done, and it had electric start. Posh model. Check out these little babies. They made 87,000 of this particular one here, the C model, and then the D model was introduced, like a Series 2 version, the new version of it, and would you believe they made as many as 33,000 of these? A bit sparse, a bit sort of like naked. Whew. Eric, the man who put the collection together, unlike most people who, if they had a family, would probably buy an MPV and take the kids out in that. Oh, no. What's he done? He's bunged a sidecar on this baby, which originally was a 150. He's made it a 200 with a bit more oomph. And he takes the kids to school and everywhere you can think of with this baby. Not only does he do that, he's a wild man, I can tell you, because he's done a Land's End John O'Groats in this. Maybe he wanted to take it back because of the tartan seats to show the Scotsman. Impressive machine. And I should imagine he had a sore bum when he finished that journey. Not all the things that are here are all Eric's. Some of them have been donated by the Lambretta Club of Great Britain, and these are some of their examples. Although I'm sure Eric's done his bit to polish them and make them look pretty and put them on display. And would you believe that this one here is one of the very last ones off the production line, probably the last one off the production line. It came out of India, because some of these things weren't just made in Italy, they were indeed made in other countries, including Spain, and also India. Now, just have a look at these. These are a bit different. This was Lambretta's sort of version, early version of a moped. This particular one is a 75cc, and this bright orange one up here is a 50cc version. They didn't really take off, although things have changed a little bit, and lo and behold, what we got now, we've got the likes of a Yamaha Slider, which is a scooter, a modern day scooter, but without the big bulky leg shields and panels and things, looking just like this. So just typical of the Italians. They were sort of design market leaders, but just come round here and look at this for a bit of something different. It's a traditional looking scooter, albeit a small frame version. It is only 90cc, and it's got a petrol tank, but just check the photographs of how it came in before Eric did his magic with it. And lo and behold, it's ended up this fantastic example, and it's here, pride of place, because it is absolutely beautiful. I see you found something just a bit different. In fact, not a bit different, very different. In a centre, the people who produced Lambrettas were given a challenge. They met to the challenge and they built this strange device, specially built for backseat riders or drivers, and that is a tutor vehicle, one that indeed can teach the RAC boys how to ride. So the instructor sat on the back, the new guy sat on the front, and he got all his instructions, and he could pull the brake if he was panicking, or the clutch lever to stop the scoot. Great idea, because obviously nothing is new anymore. There's some fantastic ideas. But origin and manufacturers vary as well, you know. This is an API. This is actually like a copy, if you might want, the easiest way of describing it, a copy of a Series 2. It's actually produced in Italy. So we've had the NSUs that have copied one and built them in Germany, and now we've got the blinking Indians are building them as well. And yet another, because this one, although looks like a regular Lambretta, is indeed built in Spain. So they're coming from all over the world, and yet we always think of scooters coming from Italy. We'll move on a little bit and get back to the Italian stuff, because they definitely do things with style and flair. I mean, these are beautiful, but these are proper original versions, but they don't always come in for a quick polish. They come in, look at this, to be renovated. It's like a big box of bits and pieces in a right mess. And then Eric puts his magic to it and produces this. This is a fantastic example in beautiful condition. Looks too good to use. I must admit, nearly every one of these machines all run and are often used, so they're not just sat here collecting dust. But before we finish, I want to just finish off with this. And everybody recognises these, the GP200s. Common as muck, you might say, because they were all over the place. All sorts of people had them, and then threw their little bits of fancy accessories on them with the mirrors and the fancy fur seats and all that lot. But my favourite is this, a Vespa. Hey, mate, this definitely is a stylish bit of kit. They call it a Vespa GL. It's actually owned by Stacey. She won't let me anywhere near it. She said, don't touch it, or she'll kill me. Shouldn't have done that, should I really? But she won't let me use it. So I said, have you got something I might be able to use and have a ride of? So they give me this. Why me?
It's perfect, Wayne, made to measure. And after the break, Jeff and I ride Moto Guzzis.
It's quite funny having a bike named after you, you know. But when you think of it, it makes some sense. It's simple, it's rugged, it's long-legged, and this one even comes in porphyry grey, which is somewhat similar to Jeffrey Grey. But enough about me. What about the bike? Well, the California has been around for 30 years or so as an American-style cruiser, but this is very different. The styling is still USA biased with big bars and deep balance guards, but this is a stripped-down, semi-retro style of bike. Now, talking of retro, if you look at the front here, big separate headlamp, and above it there, nice chrome plated, just a single speedo, that's all you need on this. Neat idiot lights below it. And coming back here, you're struck by these big pullback bars, but look at the size of these bars. They're in fact 30mm, no vibration through those, really solid, and they look the part. Nice grips as well with this little insert in the middle and chrome ends. Brand new switchgear on this one as well. Then you've got this very shapely, oh, that's very nice, that is, very shapely teardrop tank. But underneath it, he's got his trademark, that big, massive V-twin motor, 1064cc, pretty simple, push-rod operated, overhead valve, but very good for all that, very torquey motor. 5-speed gearbox on this one. On this side, you can see rocking pedal gear change, making a nice, easy gear change without messing up your boots. And transmission then comes through to the shaft drive, again very neat, keeps the rear end all nice and clean, and your rear end if it comes to that. And also it's got nice chrome plated twin shocks either side and a big valance guard at the back. What they've also done on this one, they've actually broadened the swinging arm, they've widened it out so you can get a bigger back tyre in there. At the back here you can also see the big bevel box of the shaft drive, and this is laced up to a very nice chrome rim. See it? And very deep weld chrome rim. That's replicated up the front as well, a bigger wheel at the front, nicely spoked, and a single disc, 320mm, so perfectly adequate with Brembo calipers. The forks too are conventional, dead simple, unadjustable, but they do the job. And all these changes come together really well because it's on the road where the stone really comes alive. There's no escaping that you've got pistons the size of a kiddie's sand bucket throbbing away in front of your knees. But why would you want to? This is character. This is thin crust pizza without the toppings. What you see is what you feel is what you get. It pokes out 71 Italian stallions, or that's horsepower to you, with bundles of torque, and the revised gearbox is a vast improvement on the old one. It really does make the most of it. New shocks with revised spring rates look after the comfort stakes, as does the new seat. Chassis-wise, the Guzzi handles its hefty 246 kilos well. Braking is certainly more than adequate, with that big 320mm front disc and a single disc at the rear keeping everything nicely under control. And you feel in control too, because with these big pullback bars and this low seat, you really are sitting as part of the machine. You've also got some excellent rear view mirrors as well. They're vibration free, it's really good. But this one, and this one is going to cost you $6,299 on the road, this one's just one of 3 Callies on a similar theme, but Paul's been having a look at the other 2.
I have indeed been looking at both of the other models in the California range, and this one here, this big red beauty here, this is the California EV. This is the very top of the range. I'll tell you more about that in a moment, but first of all, I want to tell you about this. This is the Moto Guzzi California Special Sport, they call this one, and this sits right in the middle of the price range. The California Stone that Jeff was with, I still can't believe they've named a bike after a TV presenter, but anyway, that was $6,299. This is another £1,000 at $7,299. So you pay a bit more, you expect to get a bit more. Well, you do, and it's pretty obvious. You get lots more shiny bits, you get lots more chrome. Mechanically, not much different really. Same engine, develops the same power, 72, 74 brake horse, somewhere thereabouts. And it all works exactly the same way, but if I flick these bars around, you can see there, we've now got an extra disc on the front. We've got twin discs on this one, still got the Brembo calipers, but we've got linked brakes on this. Now, we're all familiar with linked brakes, or we should be by now, and the way they work is quite simple. Well, quite simple on this one anyway. You pull the front brake lever, it brakes the right-hand front disc. Dead easy, isn't it? You press the back brake pedal and it brakes the back brake, but it also brakes the other disc on the front, the left hand of the 2 front discs. So that's really the only mechanical change from the California Stone. As I say, the rest of it's fairly cosmetic. Different paint scheme on this one now. You can see we've got this sort of split tank here, sort of retro styling really, if you ask me, but very, very nice, and a fantastic finish on the paint now. And this is what Guzzi are trying to do, because they've got this association with Aprilia now. So they've got more money, more resources, better facilities at the factory. The chrome now is better than it ever was before. Fantastic finish. The paint is different because they're using a different paint company. And the electrics, as Jeff has already said, have all been updated, so no problems with them at all. So that's the middle bike. That's the California Special Sport. Over here, which you've already seen, is this one. This is the California EV, and a bit dearer again, another £1,000 now, so we're up to £8,250 for this one, and again you get a bit more for your money. No difference really mechanically to the Special Sport. We've got twin discs again, we've still got link brakes, but we've got loads more shiny bits, haven't we now? Look, all chrome everywhere, big chromed head there on the cylinders, very, very nice. We've got footboards now. Look at this, I don't know if you can see that how it moves there.
When I first got on this, I put my foot down, I looked down and I thought, oh, I broke it, the rubber's coming off. But I haven't, it's all rubber mounted to stop the vibration because, as we know, twin engines vibrate. But I have to say that this vibrates less than some of the others I've been on. Wheels are different on this one. You can see down here, the spokes on this, still got the spoke wheels, which are fantastic, they look brilliant, but the spokes come out on the edge of the rim now, there, look at that. Means you can fit a tubeless tyre on it, so very, very smart. Same sort of riding position as the Special Sport and same as the Stone as well. All similar sort of bars, but all slightly different. The shapes of the bars are slightly different, but they're all, you're either there or you're there or you're there. They're very, very similar riding position, but all dead comfy, dead laid back and really, really lazy.
And that's the whole point of a cruiser style bike. This particular model comes with its pillion backrest, the sissy bar and a chrome rack already fitted. You also get a centre stand and the footboards as standard, so you won't need to spend any money dressing it up with aftermarket goodies. It really is a ready-made custom cruiser.
Well, that was a quick look at the California range. 3 bikes to choose from, 3 very different bikes and 3 different prices. You take your pick. Next time we look at the Guzzis, we're going to look at these. These are the V11s, and my mate Jeff here, haven't you told me, Jeff, you're going to ride a V11 naked.
Well, you haven't quite said it the right way, Paul. You got the emphasis wrong. This is the V11 Sport, and the Italians have called it the Naked because it's got no clothes on, you see. It doesn't really refer to me.
So you won't be naked?
No, certainly not.
Good job, mate. You had me worried. I thought you were going to take your jockeys off and all that, and your truss and everything. Frighten all them kids out there.
Don't wear a truss, the odd thong now and again.
Well, if you've not got much to
Well, don't panic, it's okay. Jeff will be fully clothed on 2 wheels next week when we'll be riding the new V11s. Also next week, we send Leander Lockett over to Yorkshire to Squire's Cafe to meet the bikers. And if you're into chrome, then join us at the Yamaha Custom Rally near Blackpool.